Oh yeah, Black Sun in the hizzle, all for shizzle dizzle. We got an excellent show here today. Oh man, so we got the champion circle tonight, and then we got champions corner tomorrow. Champions corner, champion circle. I've heard people give it different names, so I see. You know what? I'm gonna roll with the champions circle tonight. And get you. So we're gonna do Monday champion circle. We're gonna do Tuesday champions corner. Why not do both? Since people can't get the name right, I'm doing both. Hell, some people call it champions corner. Some people call it champions circle. Well, hell, we're gonna do both here on the arena. What's going on, twin? What's going on, twin? So tonight, yeah, Yanga has some things to say. He didn't get a chance to come on the get a chance to come on Champion Circle. So I mean Champions Corner. So now he's on Champion Circle tonight, and he's going to speak on what he thinks about the past debate that just went down. Um, the debate between Asar and Rio. Oh boy. So yeah. I will say this. And the views of Black Sun does not reflect that of any other host or co-host or any other debater. Um, Rio bodied Asar. And I'm going to tell you what the problem is with Asar. Asar comes from an age and era where he is used to being around other comedians. Um, Basically, he was used to um, HOK, House of Consciousness, and during I want to say the SETI era, during the Shaka Atmos era, the Unkekek era, that was their thing over there. And I'm in Ross Squad, which a star comes from that era. And during that era, they're all high fiving each other. They're all, basically patting each other the back. Ooh, Kemet, and Hotep and Asar and all these Egyptian goddesses and kings and queens and all that nonsense. Um, and Hoteps and all this, we got Yanga finally. Yanga, what's good, brother?
What's good, man? What's good? What's good?
Man, I just trying to explain just this massacre that we witnessed yesterday, just breaking it down. And I know, like I said, people heard me rant, and so
Mm-hmm.
they want to hear your take on this whole thing because we haven't heard from you, Yanga. They've heard me for the past 2 days speaking on this Rio slash Asar debate, and Trevor spoke on it, MD spoke on it. We haven't heard from you, Yanga. I mean, what?
Man, I hate that I missed Champions Corner with them. Is this when MD and Trevor spoke on it? What did
Yes.
they say? I haven't had the opportunity to go back and listen. What did they say? Peace, twin. What's good?
Well,
What did
basically, they were very political. They were very nice. They were
uh,
very subtle.
uh,
They were they were very political.
okay, okay.
Let me just say that.
Diplomacy has its place. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
right, right. And you know how Black Sun do. I don't bite my tongue.
Hey, right.
So
Uh man. Man, I mean, what's there? What can you really listen? Listen, I have to call a spade a spade. My man Rio was nice. My
right. Oh
man
yeah.
Rio came out. Rio was nice. He was concise. He was precise. His research was thorough. His ability to get you to see his opinion and his way was, like I said before, nice.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
saw, man, and I'm gonna see my man in the debate. I'm gonna see you, brother. We're gonna see you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just out the gate, I wasn't impressed. Let me put
Right.
it that way. It wasn't even about taking the loss. I wasn't impressed. I'm gonna keep it real.
Right.
It was like, you and I had talked
Man, tell
about the
everybody how
way.
you really feel, Yang. And tell us how you
Yeah,
really feel,
it
bro.
was like you and I talked about it, man. And it was like we talk
Tell,
about the fight. You see cats out there fighting, and when a dude takes a few good pops, when he get bapped real good, how he drop his head and start windmilling.
yes, yes.
I thought Ansar began to do the windmill. I think he
Right.
stunned him a few times.
Right.
In the rebuttal, in the rapid fire, he definitely did. I mean, so much so that Ansar couldn't answer a question. Any question he answered was going to be
No.
a death blow.
Yeah.
So, and instead of bobbing and weaving, he didn't even, Rio didn't even give him the opportunity to bob and weave. He just straight had to take that ass whooping and really start just blurting out some shit. It was like a
Right.
nigga on
Yeah.
Tourette's or something. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
Right. Right.
well, Kanye don't love black people. It was just anything was coming out of, Kanye said his knee wasn't on his neck. It was just,
Yeah, it was just some
it
random.
began to be
Oh
real,
gosh.
just, it almost was hard to watch. After
Yeah.
a while,
Yeah.
it became painful to watch because it was like,
Yes.
and I'm gonna tell you, and you hate to, and see, here's the hard thing about, black men. Black men, we don't know how to, we're still learning
Right.
to allow people to have their roses while they live, to
That's
bask
right.
in the sunlight, to enjoy their victory. So I'm sure, he'll have a fan club, or quite even possibly he himself may say, oh, they riding Rio's dick. But listen, a stroke of fucking genius is just a stroke of genius.
Absolutely.
A way that he delivered it, and he had his way. And here's why I really had to commend him, because out the gate, I'm gonna be honest, I felt that brother Ansar out the gate was being insulting. I'm just gonna keep
Oh
it
yeah. Yeah.
20.
Yeah. 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 Let's. Yeah.
Maybe I
Let's
was the
not.
only one
Yeah.
that, I mean, the
No.
equating to
No. We
Rio
all
being
saw it. Yeah. Yeah. We all
yeah,
saw
to
it.
being
We
a
all saw it.
sellout because he had taken that position away. It was
Right.
very antagonizing. It was trying to provoke, but true to East Point College Park form, Rio hit that ATL shotty on him. He hit that South Side on him,
Yes,
where
sir.
he told him, he said, it's funny to me because we live down here in the
That's
Lavender,
right. We live here.
and
Yeah.
we're
We
not
live.
from here.
That's
So
right.
you have to appreciate the natives, not just their dialect, but the way they apply it. So like my man was like, he was like, yo, calm down. He was like, look, partner, you done talked about me 5 times. I'm trying to let you have that. So pipe down, pipe down. That shit was hilarious.
Yes, sir.
But it was, so I have to commend him. I really have to applaud his
Absolutely.
ability to not bite that cable, not to be provoked, to be
That's right.
poked or stoked into the direction of losing his train of thought or his line of questioning. And his line of questioning was a tight line of questioning. It left him.
Do
Um,
you think that was Ansar's strategy to throw him off, to get him emotional? Because I know it seemed like he kept evoking emotional, but he had his neck. I mean, hell, no, 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 no. Rio had his knee on Ansar's neck. That's what I kept
mhm,
saying. Shit.
mhm. I
Oh
don't, you know
man.
what? I don't know if it was part of his plan. If it was, it might have, the way he delivered his debate, I would have included that a part of my plan.
Right.
If I was getting served like that, yeah, I'd have tried to play mind games with him, the Dennis Rodman head games. You know what I'm saying? I'd have done anything to try to distract his line of questioning, his reasoning,
Right.
his the way that he's delivering it. I would have done anything because it was concise, it was precise, it was
Right. Yeah.
spot on. And here's the crazy thing: I actually went into it thinking Ansar had a good stance. I
Right.
still
Right.
think it is a good argument. I still think it is a good debate title.
Just wrong
I'd have liked to
person.
seen done more to it, but me being a
Yeah.
black nationalist, feeling and believing in the philosophy of communalism and the sense of obligation and responsibility to the greater body, to the masses of us as African people, meaning that, we have their standards, I believe, that we must uphold. And I believe there's a responsibility to your race. And I think
Well,
that we see other people perform it.
that was explained actually, and shout out to MD20. He's in the. Hey, you can join us when we had. Actually, you know what? I forgot to tell you when we did the post show, when we did the Champions Corner. Rio showed up first. We interviewed Rio for about 40 minutes, and then Rio left, and then he came on after Rio came on. So I forgot to tell you that. Yeah. So yeah, they both. That's why I hate you missed that show, because you
I
had
do
an
too.
opportunity to talk to both of them. And when I talked to
Hmm.
both of them, yo, it seemed like Ausar was kind of delusional, bro. I was like, yo,
What do you mean? What do you mean delusional?
okay. So Rio, to me, this is just my opinion. His knockout blow is when he said black people are not monolithic.
Hmm.
When he set the stage that black people are not monolithic, okay, now where does the okay, first of all, because I had to explain to him, like okay, I had, and I went there. I said, okay, I'm part of the Black Panther Party, or the People's Black Panther Party. I'm part of
Hmm.
Georgia 3%. I'm part of Anonymous. So I have allegiance to my brothers. It's just like police or military, they have allegiance to their brotherhood. So I look at Kanye as a civilian. That's what I told him. I said, I get what you're saying about black people, but uh, Kanye never made no allegiance or no contracts to this so-called whatever he defined as what blackness is. First of all, he couldn't even define what blackness is. This dude's running around talking about Inhotep and Kemet and all that. So that's definitely in my book not that doesn't define blackness right there. And so Rio, when he came on first, he said, well, what how do you define black? Do you have gold teeth? Do you have a teardrop? Do you have, dreads? Like, how do you define blackness? And I was like, damn, that's a good question. And he stunned Trevor with that question, because Trevor didn't like his position, but he couldn't, like, Trevor
Hmm.
couldn't respond like what blackness is. Like, nobody has
Hmm.
defined what blackness is.
Hmm.
And even
I
with, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, and I'm just saying, I think I gave my 2 cents. I said, to me, the closest people who defined blackness for me personally was Malcolm X and Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, but they're gone now. And after they were gone, it was a even more splinter in the black community, and so black people just started doing their own thing.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so, especially with the hip hop culture, drill
Yeah.
culture, and all that
Yeah.
generational
Yeah.
thing, it's just, I
Yeah.
mean, black people, there's no set like you
Which is
have to
wonderful.
agree.
Which is wonderful. Which is wonderful.
Yeah,
Which
no, it is. I
is
said no. Yeah,
is absolutely.
yeah.
However, it isn't about so much at this point in the game, us defining what black is, us defining rather what black is. It's about being responsive to what they tell us black is, or to what um, powers that be or people who hold certain position decide how
Hmm.
they're going to treat what they deem as black.
Right,
you know
right.
we can we can define it how we want to define it all day, but if it doesn't have any tangible power, any real oomph behind it, then it's just more empty words. So what we're saying when we look at the word sellout, is it something that caused a detriment to the movement and the advancement of us as a people? Does it harm us? Does it put us in a particular light? I think that, here's the unfortunate reality of being black African in America, is that you get lumped into a category, and that even when you try your damnedest to divorce yourself and separate yourself from the category that America, its system, the way that it's structured, has placed you in, the powers that be, mainly white people at this particular juncture in the game, utilize you against
Okay.
the
So
masses of black people. So you become weaponized in a sense.
Yanga, okay, so I gotta go back to Chris Rock and Chris Rock and oh man, oh, I forgot his damn name. Will Smith. I have to go back to that situation.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
now I want to use just this as an example, and then I want to bring it back to, of course, what we're talking about. So uh where do we draw the line between, Okay, so these guys are comedians. Both Will Smith and Chris Rock are comedians. He talked about, Jada Pickett's alopecia. So, I mean, apparently, so did Chris Rock know beforehand not to do that, or is it? I mean, as in the world of comedians, do we just cap on everything, or what? I mean, how do we handle this? I mean, it's like so. I heard in the debate, where okay, well, he apologized, and you know, I he apologized, and I was trying to explain to Asar that look, you can apologize to somebody, it's universal, and still have no allegiance to them people. And he still didn't. It was not computing, bro. It just you have to go see it. It
Mm-hmm.
just wasn't registering. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was like
Mm-hmm.
talking to my son during Christmas or his birthday. Like, yo,
Yeah.
it was not flying. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. That's what it reminded me of my youngest son during Christmas or his birthday. It's like, yo,
Damn.
like he's not trying to hear nothing. He's not, where's my
Mm-hmm.
goddamn game that it's just like,
Right.
yo,
Right.
yeah, that's what it
Right.
was.
Right. Ah. So what's the? I missed the question. So what's the question?
Okay, so the question is like what okay, so is there an unwritten rule of blackness? That's
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but does everybody know the unwritten written rule of blackness?
Um, there you I can only speak from my generation, my era. And we would preferably hope that we have passed it down. But yeah, there were times, when I was coming up, it was a thing about being a buffoon. Don't act like a nigga. It was a real stigma to be a nigger, to be a nigger, or anything. That was a bad word almost. And to behave like one was even worse than being called one. You acting like a nigga. That was just the lowliest. So there were standards that we as black people, we knew a distinction was made between black and niggerism. And black at that particular time not only spoke to the excellence, the height of excellence, but it spoke to very real conditions. It was like, okay, know that you're black. Know you're going to have to work twice as hard
Right.
than anyone. Know that your life is endangered 100 times more than your white counterpart. So black wasn't just uh, a definition written out. It was a cultural understanding of your position in relation to the world you existed in, and you knew that what you did affected other black people. You know what I'm saying? You knew what you did affected other black people. You knew the
Yeah, but
type of people
Yanga,
to hang out with and everything. Yeah.
but we're talking about a celebrity under a different like tax bracket and all that. I mean, what you're
Same
saying,
who went through painstaking efforts to divorce himself from the black community. You know what I'm saying? That's part of one of the
but isn't
sellout.
that
When
the
you
norm with
huh?
most?
It
Isn't that
doesn't
the norm
make
with like?
it doesn't make it right though. It
I'm not
doesn't
I'm
make
saying
it
to make it
does it.
right, but
Yeah, to me,
no.
that's what spells a sellout. When you go through all of that effort to divorce yourself from ancestral, historical, social, political, economic ties to your people, you're selling out. You can't escape this shit, nigga. And that's what they showed him. You a nigger. I don't care if you call yourself a Hebrew nigger. Jay-Z says still nigger. You can't divorce yourself. And to me, an aspect of being a sellout. Now, was Kanye one? I think that Ansar could have went a little harder in proving that point. I'd have liked to see Rio put up a little more, have to put up a little more of a fight than he gave Rio. But yeah, I would. One of the conditions I look at is, are you going through efforts to divorce yourself from the very people that you belong to? That at least the oppressing forces or the powers that be, however we want to address these alleged powers, or at least from the way that they defy black, being measured out in their treatment towards you, So yeah, that would be my whole thing. What's going on, brother MD? Uh oh, am I still on here? Can y'all hear me?
No. You good? I think MD. I think he must be in his car.
Okay.
Yeah. MD, you can join in anytime, brother. Anytime. But yeah, let me. Okay, so see, you just explained the more technical aspect. Ausar was going straight for emotion. I thought that was that.
Yeah.
That was, I
Yeah.
man, I hate to say it. That was a mark move, man. That was a straight up mark.
You
That
call
was
it.
a mark move, bro. I'm
You,
just saying.
yeah, the direction, I wouldn't have taken that direction. I get the pictures, I get the Trump connections, but that shit is so overplayed. And, it's just, I think
But
as
Trump
black
is his
people
own
have,
man. Kanye's his own man.
yeah,
Trump is his own
exactly.
man. Come on
Exactly.
now. We
Hey,
grown
listen,
now.
Rio did an excellent job of pointing out at the end of the debate, what you saw Kanye was a black man with a different opinion from various other black people,
Facts.
and he did a miraculous. I'm not saying I could have won a debate like that. I'd like to see more of a fight. I'd like to see Rio sweat a little bit more. I feel like he came in and kicked ass. This ain't no disrespect to Ansar, it just is what it, in my opinion, since we're speaking opinions, in my opinion, yeah. He came in and he just like started just whooping ass. And he made his point he made his point clearly. As far as that, the back and forth, the debate, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Well, I think what Ansar's problem is he came from an old school world of
Yeah,
sensationalism. Like anything white, see, white man and white, but now I think we're in a new era where black people are more matured and
hmm
more just away from all the sensationalism, man. And
yes,
I think
yes.
Ansar is still stuck. Yeah, I think he's still stuck with that old school. I don't know.
Well, that's what definitely one of the things, man, shouts out to SVDL, the only league, is that it has stepped its game up. One of the things, uh like, we're understanding, and this is why I can appreciate the debaters coming in today, bringing in that hard work, that great research, delivering it in their own particular unique styles that they possess, is that it isn't just that emotional rhetoric. It isn't just the same old shit you heard. I mean, the research that these brothers are bringing, excuse me, is thorough. The way that they're bringing it is thorough. I like to believe that I contributed to KOT season 4 most
Oh yeah.
improved
Oh yeah.
debater.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I like to believe that debate he and I had made him want to step his shit up because he brought it in the playoffs. So it's that type of caliber. And if Brother Ansar isn't ready for that fucking shift change that these brothers are bringing in, he can expect many more of what receiving many more of the likes of what Rio dished out, man. Because these young brothers ain't playing. I ain't playing with none of their asses, and they're not playing with
No,
any of
nobody's
us.
playing. No,
Yeah,
nobody's
man.
playing. No.
Everybody dead
Nobody.
ass.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen no debate. By the way, I don't know if I publicly congratulated you too, man. Congratulations on that motherfucking, shit. What I gotta hit my Mortal Kombat flawless victory.
Thank
Yo,
you, man.
man, my boy. I listen though. I knew it. 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 They don't know. I go back. This guy here, you guys. I go back with what you witnessed was classic Black Sun, the arena uncensored. That's so. I was like, yeah. And I knew it when you called me and was like, yo, do a little test spot. This is what I'm coming with. And we were doing our little bantering, was doing our little back and forth, man. And I was like, shit. If my man come with anything less than an A+, it's not, yeah. I was like, what? The Constitution, Article 7. So yeah, man. Good debate. Good debate. And while we're speaking of debates, I'm open. I think Rio and I need to lock in the debate. We need to talk to the commissioners. Before, I'm not going to put the title out there before we lock it in and Rio and I have agreed on it. But yeah, I think he and I have settled on one. So we just keeping hot debate after hot debate after hot debate coming. You know, That debate, son, I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to debating Rio.
Yeah, I am too, brother. I mean, yeah, Rio.
Yeah,
And what I like about Rio, he's not going to back down. Once you lock a debate in with him, he's set. He's ready.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah. It's a go.
dependability is there. I love it.
It's a
So
go.
you know,
It's a
one thing
go.
you can't, yeah, you can depend on him. Once you like in the title, he agreed with it. That is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, you know, yeah, I'm ready to debate Rio. We're debating this pipeline, so yeah, I'm ready for it, man. Because
You feeling good about it?
let's just say Rio's going to be debating facts. I'm not going to be debating Rio. I'm gonna be debating again. I said this in Blues debate. I'm debating the fake stream media, the fake news media.
All right.
And
So you say you debate. He gonna be debating. So you ain't debating. So he ain't gonna be able to hit you with the partner that shouted.
no,
No.
I'm not gonna give him the
Right.
opportunity to. He's got to deal with all the facts.
Okay.
He's got to deal with all the documentation. Rio said yesterday. He said, "Black Son, I need you to come with citations." I said, "That's say no, Sonya. Say no less, brother. Say no less."
That's real for you. Listen, if he's anything, if he's putting up like he did yesterday, if he's showing up like that, man, But I
I
have all
want
the
people.
confidence. Yeah, I got all the confidence in you, son. I know when it goes down, it's going down. I think MD done got on with us. What's up, MD?
Peace. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah. We can
Yeah,
hear.
we can
Yep,
hear you
yep.
now, man.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but
Man, we
I'm
sitting there.
listening in. I'm listening in.
Okay, we wondering if
I
you did.
did get a chance to listen to Rio's debate. Yeah, yeah, it wasn't much of a contest. Like I'm still trying to figure out like what Ausar's like position was in terms of how he was trying to, you know, consolidate his his position. It was crazy, but I did listen to it.
That's what I was trying to figure. I'm in a total agreement with you. I was like, okay, where you going with it? Give it a structure. Give it some solid. Make it solid. Make it substantial. And I just don't think that he delivered that. And when it was hard to deliver with the direction Rio came in the research he was coming, he was bapping him so hard. Especially like in that rebuttal, he bapped him so hard that Ansar just outright refused to answer. He just
Right.
wasn't going to answer a question. He was hitting more with more questions. Like Rio was like, well, ABC. Well, DFG, answer that. Huh? What about DFG? It's like, okay, but that isn't what this is.
Yeah.
Answer the question. So I think his line of questioning was so tight and concise that Ansar knew to answer it would put him in a box, or either Ansar's research wasn't so thorough to be able to answer the questions and answer them in such a manner that it wouldn't put him in too tight of a confine, that in his rebuttal or in his rapid fire rather, he would be able to flip it. I don't know why he didn't use that same energy that he was asking all of those questions in Rio's rapid fire. He was asking all of those questions. Then when his rapid fire came, I was like, well, I know he got some tons of fucking questions for Rio in his and it was like, a dud. It was like it wasn't a big boom. It was like pop. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had to critique anything that Rio did, I would say if I was him, I would have made it a more political stance as to how can you define him projecting, like Kanye himself projecting his stance on the rest of the black community, like politically, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Asar, he tried to bring the Trump thing, but you can't really that ain't saying much because that's not a political stance that the majority of black people
Yeah.
share. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I had to critique anything, I would say he should have brought that forth more, but he
Mm-hmm.
really didn't have to do much. You know what I mean?
No, he didn't. He didn't have to do much. You're right. I think, like Ansar's debate was an uphill one because one of the things Black Sun pointed out, Ansar was pulling on emotional. emotionalism. It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
very, but you know, that's really the position he was taking. It's a very emotional one. It's a very principled position. There is nothing in writing saying that anyone owes anyone else anything, you know. So it really is a very moral position. It's your principles. It's your perspective of life and your attachment to your people. So yeah, you have to pull on sentiment, but I would have pulled on a high moral code. I may have used um, influential people who were, you know, beneficial, edifying to the race, and then maybe a few that withheld wealth that was detrimental. Like I said, one of the things that to me defies sellout is if you go through efforts and painstaking efforts to separate yourself from a people that it's not even the people claiming you, but that the oppressing class put you in. And I think Kanye found out clearly that he was negroid when he started making those statements that another group of people who know nationalism well, might I add, uh, didn't like what he said. They showed him he was a nigga. And
Yeah.
as long as go ahead, MD.
No, no, I'm just saying, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. And as long as it goes back to something like you were saying, Black Son. You were talking about damn, I can't remember. But let's talk about these endorsements and stuff like that. Like we should be the one to decide when someone says what is offensive, especially if
Right,
you
right.
lamp them in black category. But since we don't roll as a collective, we don't economically roll collectively, so we don't matter like that. If we were like saying really roll that as a collective and be like, okay, y'all boycotting Kanye for saying X, Y, and Z. Well, we ain't gonna buy no products that y'all fuck with.
Right.
That type of moving collectively. This is why it's imperative. See, people like Kanye's and the Bill Cosby's and the Michael Jacksons, you know, who I ain't even gonna say Bill Cosby. I'm gonna say like the Kanye's and the Michael Jacksons, who, to me, in my opinion, of course, go through these efforts to separate and divorce themselves. OJ Simpson divorced themselves from the so-called black community. When they find themselves out there, they've alienated and isolated themselves from the black community, and now they're coming to the very harsh reality that this community you've been trying to be a part of, these people you've been trying to be a part of, want to be accepted, really only humored your black ass, really only tolerated you. You were the dancing monkey at the cocktail party. And as soon as they get done with your ass or you violated, you're pissed on the carpet. You know, you shit it on the rug. You're a nigga pet and you shit it on the rug, and they send you back to uh, the people whom you've went through efforts to divorce. But now here's the funny thing, because we're so not together like that, like Rio so adequately pointed out, we're not a monolithic community. We're so not together like that, that since we didn't kick you out, it's not for us to accept you back. You just, we knew you never was out. We knew that they knew you was a nigga. We was looking at you as acting funny. That's the funny thing. We never kick nobody out of our. We know we don't possess that power. We know that we are black largely because black is a political, economic, social, cultural position imposed upon us by an oppressive force. That's the definition of black. We know that, so we knew. Even though you got money, we've seen niggas get money before. It ain't the money. We've had exposure to money. We know that without groupthink, collective economics, and working together, that you getting out there by yourself, you just a dancing nigga. And it's only a matter of time before they run back and put you back in the place that they have for you.
Well, I'll say I agree with that somewhat, but then again, you have to understand like the cultural narrative that plays the position, right? So, in order to say that he is a sellout, exactly what you said, you know what I mean? It has to be a situation where you overtly went against your community based off of whatever gains that you may get from it, right? But at the same time, we're talking about a person that has literally like helped shape and mold an entire generation, and not even for his music, just off the Yeezys alone. You know what I mean? Now,
Yeah.
my generation, we came up with Kanye's music in the early 2000s. These kids, like my kids, they don't know nothing about Kanye's music, but
Right.
they know about
Right.
them Yeezys.
Sure, right.
You know what I mean?
Sure, right.
So
What's the proceeds
we're
to
talking
Yeezy
about
go
it.
to? Them homeless children in Africa or something, right?
Man, I couldn't tell you, but
Right.
I know what my kids want is over $400. I know that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
So
Right.
I ask you, how is that? But an influencer doesn't necessarily mean, I may be misunderstanding what you're saying. I mean, to me, that would even but then my position against, I'm anti-capitalist. So to me, that would even make me question Kanye a little more about sellouts. I like what Shaq did. Shaq made them shoes, put his name on the shoes, but they didn't blow up anywhere because we live in a materialistic age. And since your shoes ain't $160, they must not be shit. But he
Yeah,
lent his
yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
I
So
see what you're saying. Yeah,
so if you're looking at a deprived community, you from Chicago, you remember the Michael Jordan craze from deprived, poverty-ridden inner city youth, and the misguided parents put under the pressure to provide these type of sneakers, even the heightened crime for young men to possess these type of sneakers. I think that those are things that have to be addressed. I'm not saying that that's his problem, that's his issue, but I would say, but damn, we would hope that you wouldn't be a bloodsucker of the black community to push another overpriced fucking product on an impoverished people. Not you, Kanye. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? No
yeah.
more black people robbing
Yeah,
us.
Right.
I
Right.
Yeah,
totally agree. But that doesn't take away from the fact that his brand has shaped and molded culturally, but not just a small group, the whole black community as a whole has molded and shaped culturally the way our kids dress today. You know what I mean? If you look at that alone, you could make the argument for say, well, in your stance, Yanga, you may look at it as him being a sellout because of how he's gaining financially, but the generation that we in today is don't look at it like that. So to play devil's advocate,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Rio could have took that position as well. You
Well,
know what I
I
mean?
just told him the same. I just told him the same thing applied to the Mac. Shit,
Yeah, yeah,
The Mac. What's the difference?
yeah.
The Mac jump
What?
out, he
Yeah,
pimp him a few hoes. I mean, everybody went and got perms. Everybody
yeah,
started snorting cocaine and wanted to pimp women.
yeah.
It
The
doesn't.
fact of the matter, yeah, the fact of the
Yeah,
matter is, right, wrong, or indifferent, he's had a major impact on the way we move as a society. I'm not talking about me and you. I'm talking about the current generation.
exactly. But I
Yeah,
would, if I was Ansar, had that come up in the debate. If I was Ansar, I would say that even more um, adds credence to my argument of being a sellout with that type of influence. Now you have the responsibility of what product you're going to put in the community. If that type of influence is on you, you know that this is a group of people you belong to, that you came from. You remember your existence. You remember how you aspired and dreamed and wanted things, and how things were withheld to you. What product are you putting back to the community, because you do hold that sway and influence?
yeah, yeah. I
Like I
agree.
said,
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
agree.
it's like the Mac. But
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. It was and not saying that would have stood up. Rio could hate that, but I will say this: I think that there are more areas that Ansar, I would have liked to see him come harder on, or
yeah,
like you said, at least have a structure, direction in where he's going, because that had the potential of being a very good debate.
yeah. It's a lot of angles he could have took
Yes.
to for his
Yeah.
argument, but honestly, I don't think he was. And when we talked to him the other night, you could tell he didn't even know anything about Kanye's music. He wasn't prepared. You
No.
know, he was just going off of the current situation.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
indeed. His explanation of Russia was horrible. I'm like, oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
God, he done
yeah, it
drank the
was,
Kool-Aid.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah. So
God.
yeah, he came in ill prepared, man. He didn't understand who Kanye was. He didn't actually know like the ins and outs of what Kanye did, and that's what killed him. He was just going off of, current news, you know what I mean? And that killed him. It's a lot of angles he could have went.
Man, once again, man, shouts out to SVDL, the only league. This is not the place for that. SVDL has changed. It has changed. These brothers, these debaters, brothers and sisters, shouts out to Akasha, power to the dark side. I need a debate from over there too, if y'all listening.
Hey,
But
didn't
anyway,
you have, yeah. Hey, Yame, jump on here. Hey, I thought you and Blue
hey,
had,
man, peace. What's good,
yeah,
brother?
yeah. Didn't you and Blue were probing something about Israel and Palestine, or was that?
I thought that was Rio and I.
Oh, that was.
Was that
Okay.
Blue?
Oh, I
I
don't
need
know.
to go
I
back and look in the
thought.
chat.
Yeah, man.
I want to get a debate with Blue. I know that'll be an interesting, good debate with people. My ass got knocked out in season 4 to KOT. Shouts out to KOT. But yeah, man, I was looking forward. I thought Blue and I were gonna get it on in the playoffs.
I did
So
too.
it didn't happen. Didn't happen. My man KOT pulled a fucking rabbit out of the hat. Put a rabbit out of the hat. So
well,
but now, man, what was I gonna say? Yeah, this ain't the place for that. If I know brother Ansar was about to go into some soliloquy. I know he was going to go into a dialogue with Solar about why he came back. But that
was totally uncalled for, man.
Yeah, well, if what we saw is in the indication of why you came back, you got to step it up. These young boys, I'm here to warn you, brother. I'm not clowning you. I'm warning you. These men and women over here are starving for flesh. You know what I'm saying? They have come to get their debate on, and half stepping won't do. And I know half stepping with me won't do. I caught you a little slight talking about I'm light work in the chat. Now you look, boy.
He did say that. He said that.
I knew he was still punch drunk from what Rio did to him.
Okay, that's what it was.
I don't even hold it. Yeah, he's still trying to figure it out.
Right.
You gotta hold up. How many fingers am I holding up, champ? How many fingers, man? They've been supposed to throw the towel in on that.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Yeah, because he was in there talking mad shit. He want to say that Pope. These are just some of the topics he threw out. He said Pope somebody is more brutal than Stalin. I said, oh my God, he's tripping, bro. He is tripping, bro. Ain't no Pope in Popedom more goddamn brutal than Stalin.
No Pope in Popedom more brutal than Stalin. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't.
So talk on the game, man. It was a debate. It was a debate. It was.
That wasn't.
I missed that again. That I missed that corner. Because I'd love to ask him some questions. Yeah, man, I'd love to ask him some questions.
Yanga, I hate you missed that because we had both Rio and not at the same time, but Rio came on first and then Ausar came on second. You definitely have to look at that because and Yame was good.
What's good, brother? Peace.
What's up? Peace to Paul. How's everybody?
Man, we well, man. Well,
yeah.
Man, y'all making me miss debating, man. I'm starting to miss
it. Man, this is the season. Let me tell you, this is the season to come back into. Season 5. These dudes are out the gate. We got some new judges. So, and it seems to be running smooth. 87 is the current running. I got an 87. Yeah. Black Sun in 87. Rio, after that great debate yesterday afternoon, got an 87. That must be the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Right there. So
that seems to be the current standard right now.
Yeah. So that's cool. So everybody seems to be doing their thing. But yeah, Yame, this is the season, man. If people are trying to tighten up the skills and dust off their those debate instruments or whatever, this is the time to do it, boy.
Yeah, I just don't have the commitment just yet to give to it.
I get it. I'm not even gonna complain because I'm trying to go on and win it. So go on and you come back and see us next season. I don't need the extra competition.
I wish they have like special bouts, just like you do in boxing.
Yeah,
Well, I could come
yeah.
out of retirement for a couple bouts. And,
For a couple, yeah, no, nope, nope. No, we ain't got that. No, no special bouts. No. I'm projecting a victory for this camp, the arena, either myself or Black Sun.
I would
That's
have to
it.
agree. Yeah.
Either myself or Black Sun, man.
Yeah.
That's how we coming. So yeah, there again, man. Yeah, go on and just rest for a minute. Just rest for a second, brother.
especially that last debate with it on Kanye, I would have liked to done something like that.
Wasn't that a nice debate topic?
Yeah,
that was a nice topic. That had real potential.
It did.
I'd have taken, and you know what I loved about it? It was a debate where I would have taken either side.
Yeah, you could take either side on.
Yeah, it's one of those debates. It's like, it's just whoever pulls it off. That's why I said, I was like, oh, brother Ansar, come on, man. Because it's one of those debates. It's just damn.
Right.
It's like
whoever's
going to bring it.
It's a black topic. It's a black philosophical topic. What does it mean to be a seller? What does it mean to be a black man? So I like the topic.
Yeah.
No, Trevor. Hey, Trevor. No, you can jump on, man. This is actually an emergency show because Yanga just felt some type of way, and he just was like, "Yo, I got to speak on this." He missed when me, you, and MD had Rio and Ausar on the show. So he's like, man, I got to do something right now, Black Sun. So yeah, no, we still doing it tomorrow, Trevor. We still doing Champions Corner tomorrow. It's just that Yanga had to say something tonight, man. He had to get it off his chest because yeah.
And we may start doing, Mondays at 8. I may start jumping at this time. I've started working at this TV station, so my time has gotten crazy. However, Mondays at 8, and we have to do what we do. I have to go back and listen to the Champions Corner on Tuesdays, and you guys may have to catch it, listen to it later on Mondays, and we catch each other in the meantime, in between time. But like Black Sun was saying, there was no way he and I were talking. And I was like, man, are you doing a live? Are we doing a live on this? Because what the hell? So yeah, man, we had to speak on this, man.
Yeah, Trevor, this was an emergency. But yeah, he had to speak on it, man, because I said, last night we had both of them on the show, and Yanga was just like, oh my gosh, so he really had to get it off his chest, man. Had a lot to say, this debate. Everybody keep calling the debate, man. I call it a slaughter, man. It was a goddamn slaughter. Shit, it wasn't a debate, bro. It was a straight slaughter. I'm messing around,
man. Leave it up to you, boy. Leave it up to you.
I mean,
he's watching wrestling.
He's watching wrestling. Oh, with his daughter. Okay, yeah, that's what's up. But like I said, hey, be ready tomorrow, Trevor. We still doing the corner tomorrow. Tonight is the circle, but we doing the corner. So we got Champions Circle and we got Champions Corner.
Right.
So, like I said, Trevor, we still on for tomorrow 6:30. So y'all, tune in because we still, man, we got a lot to talk about, man. Like I said, and then, like I said, right now we're scrambling for titles, scrambling for titles, and I'll never forget, man. We got Nyame on here, Millie. You talk about a person that'll grab a title.
Yes.
Boy.
Speaking of that too, let me throw out here, man. I'm open for debates, fellow debaters. I'm open, man. Get at me. Let's get a debate set up.
Hey, I had a debate with Rio. We never did do it, but it was on Barack Obama. Was he a neo-colonial puppet?
Wow.
I think that would be a good debate.
That is a good debate.
Wow. What position did you take?
That was my title, so I said he was, and Neil took the negative, said he wasn't.
I may use that. I threw one out there. That I said I wasn't gonna say the title because it's not locked in, but I'm gonna go on and put what we're playing with. Is the black church still relative or still effective in the black liberation struggle?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Man, I'm loving these titles, y'all. I'm loving these titles. This is why I see. Oh,
I like that one you said about we need to throw that out there too. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you can make suggestions. Can't you go to the website www.solarvision? Is it
I think you
.com?
can. Yeah. Solarvisiondebates.com. I think so. Damn.
Solarvisiondebates.com. Check it
Yeah,
out. I believe that
put
you
that
can.
link in the chat if you can, in the chat or in the
Okay.
back chat, either one.
Okay.
Yeah, throw the link up. I
Okay.
believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can go in there and make suggestions. But if not, man, we're open for suggestions. The commissioners are cool. Again, yeah, put that link up there. Check it out. I believe it's solardivisiondebate.com. Check out the website. That shit is hard. That
Yeah.
website is hard.
Speaking of that, to Yanga and Black Sun, what's the next what's the next category you like want to debate on? Like, is it one in particular that you want to do next
I don't
for
have.
your next debate?
Yeah, I don't have. You know what? I'm open. I don't
Okay.
have any
So
particular one. I'm open.
it's not a particular category that you want to do next.
No, I just want to
Oh,
make sure
okay.
I cover them. We can do current affairs, economics, history. It can cover any category.
Okay.
Yeah.
But see, that's a category we need up there is economics. We need economics and finances up there. It's not up there, Yanga.
It isn't. I thought it
No.
was up there. Okay.
If it is, then I didn't know about it, but I hope it is because that would cover this pipeline debate I got with Rio. That would cover economics. That's a totally economical debate right there.
Man, y'all gonna mess around, and the commissioners are gonna see this and start that damn special bout and all that stuff, man.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
they
fooling
should
with
have
y'all
it.
on these. I'm not fooling. Y'all not gonna lump my head and run back off into obscurity.
Man, y'all need to holler at Solar Angel and just tell them, hey, look, man, they need to crown the arena man as the official debate
Wait,
commentary channel.
hold up. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say crown them champs already.
No,
I thought about-
no. Yeah, just you know what I mean. Just go, hey, this is where the commentary is going on. You know what I mean?
Man,
yeah. They should. I think that would spark more interest in the debates. Leading up to the debate. You have the discussions about the topic.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, like we said, the people that support the league, us debaters, they're always welcome over here. And if that's a suggestion they want to make to the commissioner, shit, I'm not gonna oppose it. Like, I make the arena. Like I said, it's always open to SVDL. This is how we get down. So this is where it's at. Any debater is welcome. Come on, jump on, talk our stuff. We damn sure gonna discuss the debates, post and pre. Now that like I said, I'm gonna start doing at least I know that Mondays at 8. So yeah, we're gonna discuss them. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'd love to have them on and make it easier for me to set up my debates also.
right. Because like I said, commentary on the debates is cool. It's like it never wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just the constructive way in which you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like every time I come to the Champions Corner, it's constructive criticism and it's done, in a way where it intrigues the audience to what's gonna happen next. And that's cool.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate that, man.
Yes.
That's what's up. And like in words of Son would say, this is what we do.
Well, hey, Yame and MD, man, y'all got to be more consistent too, man. Y'all got to help us with this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all putting a big load on our shoulders. Y'all got to help, man. Y'all got to help out, man. Help out with the labor. And that goes for you too, Trevor. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, we all family here, man. We all family.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this though, and I do appreciate the support. I went back and looked at my debate, the arena, uncensored, man. The I chat, our peoples. I call of us all. MD, whether you know it or not, Trevor, whether you guys know it or not. I call y'all the arena uncensored. So to look off in the chat and to see the arena off in there rooting you on. When I went back and later and looked at the debate, when I'm debating, no chat. I don't want to know nothing about it. Don't even worry about it. But to go back and look later and see the support and see the the people's opinions, especially the arena people that hear you and kind of know where you're coming from. That shit makes a world of difference. So I want to appreciate you guys for that.
Hell yeah.
Zanzi showed up and shit, shocked me. I was like, okay. Twin, just everybody showing up, man, doing their thing, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so with that, man, I had started out, I thought Ansar and I had a debate. Our wires must have gotten crossed. Signals got mixed up. I thought it was going to be on debate who was worse for black people, Trump or Reagan. I had taken Reagan. Somehow he was under the impression that I was taking Trump and he had taken Reagan. So we had to scrap that debate, and then we'll have to come up with a new debate. So, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm giving him some healing time. I'm not trying to rush in there, but you gotta let the swelling go down, man. I gotta let the swelling go down. They gotta remove the bandages at first. Y'all be mad at me if I jumped on that man and he's bruised up like that. Y'all be like Yanga. So I ain't even gonna do it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna jump on him like that. So,
yeah, I wouldn't have took that one either. I would.
Yeah.
Not if you got Reagan. I ain't taking that.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
me neither.
Right.
You got
Right.
I ain't taking that.
Listen, I thought he had bit. I went back and looked at the text. I thought he had bit. He was like, pick one. I'll take the opposite. I said Reagan. He said, lock it in. That's what I thought I saw.
That's what I thought I saw too.
Honestly, I believe he told somebody, yeah, I'm finna eat this nigga Yang up. Who's worse for black people, Trump or Reagan? They probably said, I hope you took Reagan. He probably said, no, Yanga took Reagan. And he's like, no, don't take that debate then.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you, Ansar. I'm just messing with you.
I think that's what really happened, bro.
Man.
I swore that debate was locked in, bro.
Man.
Yeah, bro. That debate was locked in. And then,
I should have
I probably would have tried to change it. I probably would have tried Nixon, Reagan or Nixon or something like that.
Yeah, man. That going up against old Ronnie.
That 80s was something else.
Man, it was rough. That was a whole shift in the dynamic of social, cultural, psychological, everything for black community, economics, and it was intentional because we have to look at what the 80s, the 80s was coming off of. The 80s was coming off the 70s, the 60s, 70s, still very black conscious, still very
the black family was still strong.
Oh man. Mm-hmm. Oh man, the black movement was still in effect, and the youth were picking it up. It had come from the Black Panthers. I'm James Brown. I'm black and I'm proud. We had the very more militant coming into like with Public Enemy and Kara, the type of knowledge that was coming, the type of display of black power with the X-Clans and shit like that. With the influx of knowledge and evolution and the young people coming into it, they was like, no, this shit's getting dangerous. Mm-hmm. So, bring in Ronnie. Then we bring in gangster rap and we bring in crack cocaine and we, start bringing in and we bring in guns. And then we bring all of this in and now we wage a war against crack cocaine. Just say no.
Right.
The same Joker that brought it in turned around, put his wife out there to tell people just say no and wage a war against drugs.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that is the worst devil, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Prison population tripled.
Yeah.
From dope. And then on top of all that, he used us to fund the whole coup d'etat, the overthrow of a people's appointed government.
Contra.
Yeah.
And on top of that, hey, I'm the reparations guy. 1998 Civil Liberties Act to the Japanese Americans. He gave them reparations.
Damn.
See what I'm saying? Like they ain't had enough Benihanas around there now. That's racist as hell.
I mean, but that in and of itself should tell you about these people.
Yeah.
They can give reparations anytime they feel like it.
Yeah.
But the very people that deserve it, who fought and died in every single war for his nation, they don't feel like we deserve it.
Yeah.
That's a spit in the face.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they will never acknowledge that or give. I shouldn't speak like that. However, it will be an uphill battle because we see it in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? They still making Hades pay for 1804.
Right.
Still making them pay for their liberation. They are not in the business of liberating people, acknowledging their wrongs, liberating people, or giving people the right to self-determination, especially people of African ancestry. You know what I'm saying? Few people that were formerly enslaved, Africans that were enslaved and demand their freedom. They are not in the business of allowing that to happen.
Right. That's. I mean, if you look at that, the lady Yvette Cornell, she was saying you have to drape yourself in American patriotism in order
Mm,
to get them to change their mind.
mm,
But they're not stupid.
Mm-mm.
mm-hmm,
You
No,
can't fake this. You can't wrap yourself in the American flag and think that they're
no.
going to turn around and give you reparations because you do it. They
right.
know that in the back of our heads, we know exactly who they are and what
Mm,
they're capable of.
mm-hmm,
And that's why they won't do it,
mm-hmm,
because we know exactly who they are.
right. Right. And Yame, I have to ask you a question. I'm just looking down at your name now. Blackologist?
Yeah, the study of being black.
Right on.
I like that.
Right on. Right
Yeah,
on. Is
that's
that now?
very.
Is that your study? Is that something that you coined, or is that like a real thing out there?
It's another brother coined it, a dude named Smash Rockwell, but I think it should be coined
Yeah,
Right.
because I'm
absolutely.
starting to hear so much black is just a social construct. And
Right.
it's not just a social construct. It is a social construct,
Hmm.
but putting that word just meaning like it haven't
Lesson.
had effect on our people, on dark
Right.
skinned people globally.
Right.
This problem is
Right.
not, it's just not America. It's in
Right.
Australia. It
Yeah.
was in Hawaii.
Mm.
This issue is goes back at least 1,500 years.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
dumb
Hmm.
diverses. You know, it's all
Mm.
over the world, and there's no real study about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So
Yeah.
so
Wow.
so is that from a social political aspect or is it like a historical aspect?
It's all of it. It's
Yeah.
economics.
Social,
It's
cultural, political. I can
cultural.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, at one time they had an entire science behind the inferiority of being black.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
was they
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
was it was in universities.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this
All the way
thing is
down to
huge.
cranium size. Right.
Medical
Yeah,
Right.
apartheid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Medical
Yeah.
apartheid. Man, shit.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And now we're kind of shoo-shooing it away. Like, okay, sweep that under the rug. That never happened.
Hmm.
That we're all one human race. No,
Yeah.
no, no. You're not
Yeah.
sweeping this under the rug.
Right on.
Right.
And even like you hear in the universities, they don't say black and white no more. They use terms like the Mediterranean type, the sub-Saharan type. The,
What?
Oh,
the books still are the same, except they would say these people are Mediterranean types. The culture and civilization started with the Mediterranean types.
Wow.
And then
See, this is why I wish I had the time to debate because I would love to argue that.
Hmm.
I would love to
Hmm.
argue.
yeah. I mean, it's good. It's philosophical. What does it mean to be human? And so, why do we have these classifications? What points would you like to argue about it?
Well, I understand the term black from a social political aspect, right? And
Uh-huh.
and I'm black. I consider myself black. I always till I die, I'll be black, right?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
But I also understand that term supersedes itself based off of social norms that we live around, right?
Uh-huh.
So I consider my blackness to be different from the blackness of another people that's somewhere else in the world.
Hmm.
You know what I
Like
mean?
the Aborigines of Australia.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not taking away from their blackness, but I understand that social politically, my blackness is different from their blackness. You know what I mean?
Well,
There's arguments here and there that you could make
you know,
in terms of the identifiers from other races or other groups of people. But culturally, social politically, it's different, right?
I yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
would I would agree with that to a degree, like you said, the last part, socially, culturally,
Right.
or maybe more culturally, but socially, politically, I don't know. I think that is the unifying factor. Like me, I'm like you. I'm a black nationalist. Home first. You know what I'm saying? Home first. However, socially, politically, as a black nationalist, I believe black nationalism is the answer for all black people. So if I believe black nationalism is the answer for the Australians, therefore by default, it makes me a Pan-Africanist. So with that being
Okay.
said, I would say social politically, they may suffer the same injustices and the same indignations we suffer based on melon. You know what I'm saying? Just based on, like he said, the study black their blackness and what the oppressor defines black as. That's the same. You would find a lot of these places. I was surprised in Mexico, darker or Afro Mexicans, black Mexicans were discriminated against.
Yeah.
Based on their skin complexion. I think that's the same social political um, trauma and drama and challenge we face. Now, socially, culturally, our blackness may speak to different things. I may be more fried chicken, collard greens. They may be more taco burrito.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
right,
I don't
right,
disagree with that, but social
right.
politically, we moved around it differently. You know what I
No,
mean?
I agree
Yeah,
100% with you.
yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a black dictator where I go
Mm.
to Australia and tell them this is what you need to do because we do it like this in America. They have their own cultural dynamics,
Right.
but
Mm.
because they've been discriminated against because of their color, I can identify with them. I can stand in solidarity with them in their stance, against their oppressor. But I wouldn't try to say our cultures are exactly the same. You need to do it my way. I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
agree with that as well. But in the way Yanga perceived it, as far as being see, with me, I look at Pan Africanism and Black nationalism as putting the cart before the horse, right? So I believe in order to be a true Pan African group of people within the nations, you have to solidify yourself in the nation that you are currently in. That's me.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
my ideology, right?
No, no.
That's
I
I
agree with
think I
that.
think that Pan Africanism always took that stance. Now you have different ideologies within it, but
Yeah.
I think like me living in Texas, I got to make sure I'm secure right where I'm at right now. I can't build a global organization,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't even build an organization right here on where I live.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So
Right.
yeah, I totally agree. Like I'm not the guy that bash Pan Africanism. I don't do that. I just believe that Pan Africanism is the ultimate solution. After all the pages get turned, you know what I mean?
yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
people, and a lot of stuff that I hear, and I give an example. A lot of stuff that I hear from like dark side people is Pan Africanism is everybody within the nations gathering together as one cause of blackness. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. What about now? Like, what do we do? You know what I mean? I can't turn around and
Mm-hmm.
go to Africa and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
try to solidify myself with them, and I'm not even solidified where I'm at.
Right. Right.
So that's where my argument comes from in terms of Pan Africanism. Like, we have to do something here in the states where we are. We have to establish ourselves in terms of delineating who we are as a black nation first before we can unite with one another. So when I say delineate, I mean identifying each individual black group in every nation, making sure they're solidified politically within their own nation before we can do anything else. I think it's important that every black nation delineates from one another and identifies themselves first before we can move forward.
Right.
That includes us, the Black American, the free.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly with that. There's nothing
That'll be a good debate. I would take the opposite on that debate.
I would agree wholeheartedly with that. But however, to add with that though, because I think he's right, however, to add with that, a part of getting ourselves together is being responsible for the direction of the nation that we currently occupy. And you can't turn a deaf eye to international affairs. So what, like something Inyame said, Pan-Africanism, like Black nationalism, has a lot of subcategories. Like, I'm a Black nationalist, Black separatist. And so I may have my brothers Black nationalists, Black separatists, but in the separatism, they're repatriationists. So they want to go back to Africa. And I'm not a repatriationist. So, and Pan-Africanism has the same subcategories. I said all that to say, though, that there's no way I could be a Black nationalist and want to be responsible for my self-determination. That also means the direction or say in the nation that I'm currently occupied, and allow this nation's international policies to be one of decimation to people of color.
Okay, so to be more precise, you're a Black nationalist separatist, not a Black nationalist repatriatist, meaning that you believe us as a Black nation here should separate within the nation and not go somewhere else.
Right. I believe that, and my separation is in the first step of that separation is basically control of our economics, our self-determination, our economics, our politics, our social, cultural mores and mores, like you see Jewish people do over here, with the attachment to countries on the mother continent that have this understanding, that have gained independence, or preferably, ideally, romantically, the whole continent of Africa, that we have that connection, whether I ever go back or not. That I have a mother country that I can contribute to and see it flourish and thrive, and I can stop the exploitation of my mother continent, like you see these other nationalities do with their countries.
Right. Especially the Jewish country.
Right.
How they do it. Yeah.
What the Jews don't 100% recognize Israel right now as their home country, and they don't contribute to Israel. As a matter of fact, Reuters came out with a poll saying only 53% of American Jewish people recognize Israel as their home country right now. They don't, because you have to understand the cultural aspects. A lot of Jews, especially Orthodox Jews, don't identify with Israel right now because it don't go with the book.
Right.
So I mean, I understand the argument.
Absolutely. Well, you look at that, they always have that. Israel wasn't founded on religion, though. Israel was founded on a political understanding called Zionism. So we look at 53% of a population on a political understanding is fucking outstanding.
It's outstanding.
You're right.
I wish we could get 53% of Black people in America to agree.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Point taken.
We can move mountains. So that's my point. So pushing, and that's what Black nationalism is. That's what we're trying to get people to understand. I don't want to say it's Black Zionism, but it's a political, philosophical understanding that transcends religion or cultural, so-called cultural taboos or habits or whatever. It is really just about the advancement of us as a people, and that's when you look at Zionism, they pulled that shit off.
I got you. Yeah. Just like I said, man, I wish I had the time, man. I'm trying to make it, bro. I'm trying. I would love the debate, man. I would love.
I can't wait to have you. I can't wait to have you, especially coming in on this camp, man. I can't wait to. So when you get to make the time, man, yeah, absolutely. And
because even
coming in, woof.
Even with my Pan-African ideologies, I still believe in like Black Americans holding on to their citizenship because that's power. That's access to power. And utilizing that access to build an organization that can be global. Because
Yeah.
to me, you cannot separate within the walls of the United States. That's my personal belief. But
Yeah,
we
I
can't
don't
take a
believe that either.
position of
Yeah.
power. We can't take a position of power. We can hold seats in Congress. We can hold seats in the Senate. And we can use those positions to, like Yanga was saying before. Let's say Ghana, we support Ghana, and Ghana becomes a top 10 nation to where we have problems here. We can send our children there to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
We can build factories there and do global trade. So that, I mean, I know that's like that's romanticism, but
No,
that's how
it's
I see it.
right. Right.
But it first takes us to be the best that we can be right here, the
Mm-hmm.
best at engineering, the best in education. It takes us to strive here to get to those greater goals.
I mean, I think more importantly than that, it's going to have to take an individual political ideology first and foremost, and that's something that we don't have. Look at it this way: currently, right now, the 4 most populated cities in America today are ran by Black people. L.A. Karen Bass just got elected. Chicago, Lori Lightfoot. The guy up in New York, Houston. The 4 largest cities in the U.S. right now are ran by Black people. The problem is they're backed by a political system that really doesn't give a damn about us, but they understand the symbolism in which our people hold and getting that popular vote. Just think if we had our own political ideology here
Mm-hmm.
in the United States, we would be unstoppable right now,
Mm-hmm.
based off of our polling numbers, voting
Yeah,
over 90% Democratic.
And it, and a lot of it too is, and I had an opportunity to see this firsthand when I was up in New Jersey when Ross Baraka became the mayor of Newark, became the mayor of New Jersey, and I was cool enough to work with people who had the opportunity to work on his campaign, and it was so deep that he was like, "When I win, I'm to put y'all in some positions to be able for you guys to get paid." Anyway, one of the things though, as I kept my eye on Ross Brock throughout the years, I see he started kind of, welching on some of the promises.
yeah,
We started seeing big investors and corporations coming into the city. And it was this, and when questioned about it, it was this simple. He was like, I don't have the backing
right.
of the Black people, not just the political numbers, not just the poll numbers, but Black corporations or corporations, period. We forget how much corporations really build these cities and how
Oh yeah,
intricate this shit is, how they begin to blackball
yeah.
these
The
cities and things of that nature.
the city couldn't function without these big corporations.
Exactly. So the enticements, the inducements to get them to come in to bring these type of jobs and things of that nature. But like one of the things that happens is like we talk about political apathy. One, our non-attachment and commitment to politics. So we don't know a lot of what's going on. And just again, collective cooperative economics, to where we tackle capitalism from individualistic aspects, thinking that we're going to enter on the same level as our white counterpart or any other people, and that's just not going to be a factor. So we don't have the economic power to back a lot of our candidates like we would like to back them. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy how this thing works.
Well, to back that, look what happened in the '70s with Maynard Jackson here in Atlanta, and
Talk to
all
us.
you can look at Marion Barry in D.C.
Yeah.
Both of those mayors said, "Hey, look, they at the time when Marion Barry was in office in the '70s, when Maynard Jackson was in office, it was a large expansion going on in those cities. Maynard Jackson said, look, ain't nothing getting done unless this percentage of Black contractors get these contracts on this work."
Show enough.
You know
Show
what I
enough.
mean?
That's right. Yep.
You can
Yep.
thank Maynard Jackson for
Yep.
Atlanta being a quote unquote Black city today. He's the
Yes.
reason. Same with Marion Barry. Marion Barry had his shortcomings, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But the things that he did for Chocolate City, you can't take back. Well, you can take it back now because they gentrifying the damn city. But
yeah. Now I don't know I don't
go
know
ahead.
much about Marion Barry. Like, I only know the sensational that he was called. We all know what he was called in the hotel room doing. So I don't know much about the policies and procedures and good things that he put forth for DC.
Well, again, you have to understand. At that time, DC was going through a major expansion, just like Atlanta was. Atlanta was it wasn't a small town, but it was smaller than what it was now. Maynard Jackson and Marion Barry itself had a lot to do with the expansion going on in the cities. Yes, it was white companies coming in, but he made sure that black people were getting the money to build it. You see what I'm saying? So from an economic
Yeah,
standpoint,
yeah.
black contractors, black electricians, black plumbers, black elevator shaft workers, they were the ones getting that money. People became millionaires off Marion Barry and Maynard Jackson. Black people did.
Yeah.
Because he said, look, I don't care what's going on. We can stop all construction right now. If this percentage of black contractors don't get these jobs, we're not doing
nothing.
it. Go somewhere else.
Right.
Go to another city. And that's just from policy alone. So they showed you, if we put in a black political ideology, we can make it work. The thing is now that they understand that we are symbolically the Democratic Party, not politically, because in reality, what the Democrats represent, we don't represent. Like from a mass scale, right? But symbolically, they can put us in and give us a talented TIF mentality where, look, we have somebody that looks just like you that's holding a position of power. Vote for us, right? But we're not voting for policies. We're voting for popularity. And that's what's killing us. We have to understand political literacy. We have to understand that when our ancestors died to vote, they weren't just telling us we need to vote just to go out there and vote because my ancestors died for it. They died for a piece on the board. That's what they died for. But we, for whatever reason, we're not understanding that right now. But once we get it, the sky's the limit for us politically. And that's the starting point to move to Pan-Africanism in this country. And hell, for any other country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm winding down. I'm coming up on my hour and a half.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you joined us, Shing. And then, like I said, we're gonna do this again tomorrow, Trevor. So, hey, yeah, and MD, man,
and look for us Mondays.
Yes, Mondays and Tuesdays. Yeah, we got to expand this thing, man. This thing
man.
is hot. It's hot, man. Damn. I mean,
MD,
shit.
like always, man. It's always a pleasure to rap to you, brother. You are a treasure trove of information, man.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Like brother, I said, I enjoy the time, man. I enjoy the time.
Man, right on. So listen, if I can't get, I know my tomorrows are booked solid. I hit that station, man. We got show after show after show, and it's even gonna be a longer day. We got some people there trying to do their own thing. So I may not be able to join in on Champions Corner, but I'm sure it's gonna be a dynamic show. I'm definitely there in spirit. Know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man,
man,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I just didn't want you. I just wanted you to be there when the guests were there, man. I didn't want you to miss the actual, people after. So hopefully, man, we can get you on there when we have Akasha and Scheme. Hopefully, they'll come on and join us. I know Scheme joined. Well, yeah, they both joined us, not at the same time, but yeah, I definitely want to, like I said, make this the spot, man. Make this the regular spot because, man, I mean, it's it's fun.
That's the next debate, right?
Yep. Scheming.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
That is gonna be good. What is it? Should the police be recorded?
Yeah, I didn't know that was illegal. Yeah, they say yeah. And Akasha,
that's gonna be
Yeah.
What is she taking? What position is she taking? You know,
She's saying that they should not be recorded. So
yo,
that's going to be interesting.
that's her forte. I remember the death penalty debate,
Yeah. Yeah.
and if nothing else,
I
Akasha
agree with
brings
her
that
on that.
shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you on that one.
Well,
Yeah.
she brings one thing. I say she brings it. She brings it. We're gonna see if that Domo beat was a fluke with Scheme. I know Scheme brings the thunder, but Akasha's nice now.
So you said it should the police be recorded, meaning by bystanders, right? Or
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
I'm assuming by Akasha's nice now. She's gonna bring out how that jeopardizes and things. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to think about who I like on this debate. I may, you know what? I ain't gonna like nobody. I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna see what so far. I'm gonna sit back and see what happens. But when is that debate, Black Son?
You know what? Ooh, y'all go to the website. I don't
Go to the website again.
Yeah,
SolarDivisionDebate.com. Go to the website. I'm gonna go to the website. I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Plus, I heard that you doing shit like putting up stats and everything like that. So, I'm gonna go to the website and check it out.
Now, we talked about this yesterday, man. That debate yesterday just popped up. Like, there was no warning. Nobody, like, even Akasha was like, yo, I missed it. And we were like, yeah. And
let me tell you something. If I was Ansar, I'd have picked that time. To maybe he thought everybody was in church.
Oh.
I'd have picked that. I'd have picked
Yeah,
that
because
time.
I didn't get the notification, and I made sure before the season started to make sure all my notifications were turned on. I didn't get,
I didn't
for whatever reason, a notification for that debate.
I happen to just be on the internet.
Me too.
Yeah, like Black Sun, your debate, as soon as your debate started, I got the notification.
Okay.
I'm like, cool, okay, yeah. But for whatever reason, I didn't get it for that one.
Yeah, I didn't either. In fact, you know how I stumbled on it? I was doing a research for Rio. And I said, okay, I'm going to need this for Rio. And then boom, I going through the internet and then stumbled on the debate. I said, oh shit, Rio's debating. And I stopped what I stopped what I was doing and watched the debate, but I was actually in the middle of my research. Putting putting my stuff together. And so yeah, man. And again, Rio, if you listening, man, you're gonna have to pull a rabbit out of that hat. I mean, you're a good debater, but man, shit, that you're gonna take a lot of convincing. Putin bombed his own pipeline. I mean, I got so much information. Oh man, he's got to do a Houdini on this shit because it ain't no way out, Yanga. MD is no way out.
Yeah.
It's okay. Y'all thought that leak audio with Blue was something. Oh, I got several of those on this debate.
Yeah.
Well, we know
like I said, it's all in the route. It's in the route. It's all in the route.
That's it. Yep. Listen, man, I'm gonna attempt to get off here again, man. With that, man, I'm gonna say peace, family. Peace to the chat. Y'all have a great show tomorrow. Black Sun, we'll get up, man.
All right, then. All right.
All right,
definitely,
peace.
Brother. Peace, MD.
Yeah, shoot. AMD, you got a little bit of time. I mean, we're gonna close out the show, but you got just a little time after.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm chill.
Okay,
I'm good.
All right, so we're gonna close out the show. MD, you stay right here, and we out, y'all. Peace. Okay.